Trump's announcement on nuclear deal desperate attempt, Iran FM. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Zarif has slammed U.S. President Donald Trump's reluctant announcement on Iran's nuclear sanctions waiver as a desperate attempt to undermine a non-negotiable international deal. Trump's policy and today's announcement amount to desperate attempts to undermine a solid multilateral agreement, maliciously violating its paragraphs 26, 28 and 29, Zarif tweeted on Friday, in reaction to Trump's stance against the nuclear deal, officially known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action (JCPOA). The JCPOA is not renegotiable. Rather than repeating tired rhetoric, U.S. must bring itself into full compliance just like Iran, Zarif added. Earlier in the day, Trump reluctantly agreed not to reimpose nuclear sanctions against Iran for another 120 days, but he cautioned it would be for the last time. Despite my strong inclination, I have not yet withdrawn the United States from the Iran nuclear deal. Instead, I have outlined two possible paths forward: either fix the deal's disastrous flaws, or the United States will withdraw, Trump said in a statement. The U.S. president expressed readiness to work with the Congress on a legislation which he said must incorporate four elements. According to the statement, the legislation must oblige Iran to allow inspection of all the sites requested by international inspectors, ensure that Iran never comes close to possessing a nuclear weapon, have no expiration date, and stipulate that long-range missile and nuclear programs are inseparable, to subject Iran's development and testing of missiles to severe sanctions. Trump noted that, apart from the planned legislation, his administration is engaged with the European signatories to the nuclear deal to secure a new supplemental agreement that could never expire and would slap new multilateral sanctions against Iran if Tehran develops or tests long-range missiles, thwarts inspections, or makes progress toward a nuclear weapon. The U.S. president called on all the country's allies to counter the Islamic Republic's other malign activities, cut off funding to Iran's Islamic Revolution Guard Corps (IRK), designate Lebanon's Hezbollah resistance movement as a terrorist organization. Germany was the first European country to react to Trump's statement. In response to an email from Reuters, a German foreign ministry spokeswoman said that Berlin will consult with its European partners, Britain and France, on how to proceed in implementing the JCPOA. The federal government will continue to campaign for the full implementation of the nuclear agreement, she said. Trump's statement came a day after the European Union's foreign policy chief, Federica Mogherini, together with foreign ministers of France, the UK and Germany, delivered a strong defense of the deal in separate statements, which were issued following a meeting with Zarif in Brussels. While Trump approved a sanctions waiver, the U.S. Treasury Department announced that it has imposed sanctions on 14 Iranian individuals and companies, including Iranian Judiciary Chief Ayatollah Sayyid Khamanei. The Republican president had privately expressed reluctance to heed the advice of top advisors, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, Defense Secretary James Mattis and National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, recommending he not reimpose the suspended sanctions. A decision to reimpose sanctions would have effectively ended the 2015 Iran nuclear agreement. The agreement was reached between Iran and 6 world powers: the US, the UK, France, China, Russia and Germany. The deal puts limitations on parts of Iran's nuclear program in exchange for removing all nuclear-related sanctions. Trump